Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here today to the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 for the NASCAR Cup Series on NASCAR Heat 5. Racing once again here today without practice or qualifying, a 500-mile event on another mile-and-a-half racetrack this season. Back to the 550 horsepower races once again. This is race number 5 of 36 on the season. We come into this race 5th in points here with Ryan Blaney for the season. As usual, we'll have the realistic broadcast going along with this one like we usually do with these full race NASCAR video game live streams. So thanks for everybody tuning in right now. And most importantly, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as we roll right into this one. Now let's take a look at your key, I guess, pre-race analysis, whatever the footnotes you want to call them on the side of the screen as we get started into this one. We are using the steering wheel here today. Brad Keselowski and William Byron will make up the front row with Keselowski on the pole. Michael McDowell looking like he might have a very fast car for today's race, and Joey Gase will be starting from the back of the field. Keselowski coming off of a win in the last race as well, where Keselowski ended up getting the win at Phoenix last night. The green flag is in the air and we are underway here in this one. A long afternoon of action here in this race. 105 laps in the opening stage of the race. Each one of these three stages is going to be pretty even for the most part. This is probably my best racetrack in the NASCAR Heat video game series, so we'll see how this one's gonna go. Thanks for everybody tuning in again here. Just getting the chat pulled up on my phone. Called 88, Tyler Burbeck, welcome to the stream. Trying to hang on to the race car in the very early going of this one. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream as well. The track you can definitely hold full throttle all the way around. See Blaney trying to pick up spots right in the very beginning of this race. Easily going to work his way past David Reagan off of turn 4. 2 laps already in the books, and look at the speed Blaney is carrying down the front stretch here at Atlanta. Off into turn 1 to the inside of Quinn Half. Blaney trying to make his way through the field. R6, welcome to the stream also. Oh, contact. Blaney washed up the track right into the left rear corner panel area of the 43 of Bubba Wallace, and they're able to keep it going. That was definitely not ideal right there. Blaney now tries to work around Ty Dillon in the 13. Blaney just trying to cut his way through the field. Well, hopefully your pizza gets delivered soon. It's a little unfortunate. Blaney looking to the outside of Ryan Preece. Preece almost pulled up right in front of him. Blaney now to the outside through turns 1 and 2. Should get him the run off of turn 4. He needs to clear the 37 of Ryan Preece down the front stretch. Easily going to do so. Look at the pack of cars up here through the field. The top 3 starting to slowly separate themselves from everybody else, but everybody's still well bunched together. Takes a while with these intermediate racetrack packages here, again with this high downforce 550 horsepower package. Cars tend to stay close to one another for about the first 10 to 15 laps of a run before they start to space out. Ooh, DiBenedetto goes up the track a little bit. Blaney had to get out of the gas, keep from running into the back of him. Coming off a race at Phoenix last night where we had 9 cautions throughout the course of it. Tires will be a huge issue in today's race. There will be at least 1 or 2 pit stops in the opening stage here. Stage and a half. So we'll have to see how that might pan out as well. Kevin Harvick off to a rough start, running right around 19th. Blaney's going to work his way to the inside of Harvick now. Into turn 1. My opinion on Bowman going to the 48, I kind of talked about it a little bit during the stream last night. I mean, it's not really major news because Bowman is sticking with Hendrick Motorsports still. Not necessarily the number, it's more the car. And financially, it makes more sense because Bowman was starting to lack sponsorship once Nationwide left. And really, Rick Hendrick's been funding. You've seen the HendrickCars.com or, you know, Chevy sponsorship on the front of the car. So they were really lacking sponsorship. But by going to the 48, Ally Financial wants to fund that car for the entire season. That gives Bowman the funding for next year, and I believe the year after Ally is still contractually obligated to sponsor a Hendrick Chevrolet. So it looks like for 2021 and 2022, Ally at least will be on that 48 car. So that's good for Bowman. That means he's got at least 2 years he's going to be locked up with Hendrick Motorsports with sponsorship, and we'll have to see how he performs over the next 2 years now to maybe give him that sponsorship going forward. And then obviously, assuming Rick Hendrick runs the 4th car, it's basically going to be whether or not they can get Kyle Larson in that said 4th car. If they can't, I think that's where you would look to a guy like Jones or whoever is the next best guy available on the market, and I think Eric Jones would be that guy. If they can't get Kyle Larson in that 4th Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet by the start of the season. Oh, contact there. Blaney tried to keep it to the middle lane. He started washing up the track and made a little contact with Austin Dillon in the center of the corner. That stalled each other out. Blaney shoots the gap to the inside now through 1 and 2. Slides up in front of the 3 car of Austin Dillon. And there's BJ McLeod running top 15 right now. A bit of a push from behind from Austin Dillon, trying to get Blaney going here. Blaney shoots to the inside of BJ McLeod now for the position, and he's got it easily. Gonna have to watch out for BJ McLeod here tonight. Heartbreaking loss yesterday at Phoenix. He won stage 2 in that race, surprisingly, and was running up front for most of the second half of the race. Restarted in 2nd, 1 late race caution, dropped him back to about 8th. He ended up finishing 9th by the end of the race, unfortunately, despite running, again, up towards the front, if not leading laps for a large part of the second half of that one. Blaney has gone from the back of the field, started 39th here today. Without practice or qualifying, he's made his way up to 14th. Austin Dillon, though, meanwhile, trying to get right back around him. And Austin Dillon sticking right with that 12 of Brian Blaney right now. I wouldn't say the car's tight. Sometimes it gets really loose like that through the bumps. Sometimes it doesn't want to turn at all. It just really depends. Very aero sensitive, these cars are, that is for sure. And when you're running over a bumpy racetrack like this, again, the bumpiest track in NASCAR, last repaved back in 1997. And that was also when this track was reconfigured into the shape you see today. That D-shaped oval instead of the perfect oval where you had the straightaways on both the front and the back stretch equal lengths. It's not the case here with this configuration, but they were both still 1.5 mile racetracks. Already only 89 laps to go in stage 1. I'm not trying to hit the apron. I'm trying to multitask as usual. So if I miss my marks, that would be why. And it's hard for me to hop into this and just get going here. I usually, if I don't practice or qualify, it usually takes me about 15-20 laps to hit my marks. And he picking that middle line. Seemed to work out for him. Kenseth was all the way on the outside. Alex Bowman in 12th place. Running the bottom. Blaney with a big run out of the outside of Kenseth. And Blaney had to lift there. The car did not want to turn on the outside through turns 3 and 4. And he did not want to stuff it into the wall here. Got to take care of the car throughout the course of the race. That's something Blaney struggled with at Phoenix yesterday. He had damage after blowing a right rear tire at the end of stage 1. And that pretty much put him behind the 8 ball the rest of the way. He finished 2 laps down. Blaney will slide up in front of Matt Kenseth here. It looks like, yes he is. Barely clears Kenseth off of turn 4 for 13th. Now he's got his eyes set on 12th place for Alex Bowman. See Chase Elliott up there in 11th. Great corner by Blaney on the inside. He's going to get to the inside of the 88 of Bowman now. Slides up the track. Trying to side draft him down the back straightaway here, right on that left rear corner panel, not allowing Bowman to clear him back going into the corner. Now through 3 and 4, Blaney again to the inside. Bowman all the way near the top, near the wall. Blaney pulls up and barely, and I mean barely, clears him. Blaney really sent it up in there. Great pass though, clean one nonetheless. And the 12 car is in the 12th position. And shout out to Michael McDowell for Front Row Motorsports in the top 10 in the early going of this race as well, running 10th. And the number 34 machine. One of the notes before this race started was that he felt like he had a really fast race car. So we'll have to see how that will go over the course of the race. The corner through 1 and 2. Blaney is gaining time here. One thing he's got to stay consistent with is not turning that steering wheel too much. If he starts to wear these tires out more often than what they would already be worn out, that can become a problem, of course. Again, this is going to be a 1 or 2 stop stage anyway in the opening stage. Stage 2 will also be a 1 or 2 stop stage, and then stage 3 will be anywhere between a 2 to 3 pit stop final stage. So pit strategy definitely going to be a big factor throughout the course of the race and how these drivers manage their tires around the racetrack. Blaney got the car to turn really well that time. Just so inconsistent with the bumps. This is definitely a driver's kind of racetrack no matter what package is used. Blaney staying in the draft down the straightaways there of Chase Elliott, trying to run him down a little bit, wheeling the car in line right behind him now. And he's still behind him. He got stuck there. He had to get out of the gas off of turn 2 to keep from running into the back of him. Big side draft there by Blaney. Really took the air off the left rear corner panel of Chase Elliott's machine. He's trying to clear him, but he just couldn't do it. Elliott's hanging around on the outside. Blaney now clears them before they get into turn 1 for the 11th position. Lap traffic just up ahead, right about where the leaders are at currently. And Elliott's coming right back for Blaney. Blaney's got the straightaway speed on him and pulls him down the back. So here comes the lap traffic for the first time today. Josh Bilicki, Bobby Carter would be the first 2 to go lap down, but instead caution will fly. Martin Truex Jr. in the race lead early on. Caution's out at lap 26. First caution of the race. Everybody will be pitting for the first time today. No, it's 1 pound of air pressure all the way around here is going to be the only adjustment made by Blaney and his team on pit road. Yes, okay, welcome to the stream also. Spot gained on pit road that time for the 12 team. Green flag back in the air here in the opening stage of the race. Again, caution came out at lap 26. That was the first caution of the race, and this is going to be a stop stage, it looks like, for everybody, because nobody can make it on fuel to the end of the stage from here. Obviously, everybody would have to pit because the tires burst. Blaney got really tight in turns 1 and 2. He had to lift as he washed straight up the track. He did not restart in that preferred lane either. That must not have helped him. He's hit the bumps in the wrong places at the wrong time, and Eric Almirola on the restart will take the lead. Blaney to the inside, 3 wide underneath Kyle Busch. Alex Bowman. Bowman had to get out of the gas and let Busch and Blaney go. Blaney undercuts the corner, and now contact from behind from Alex Bowman. As he tries to lock bumpers, Blaney got really loose in turns 1 and 2. Bowman kind of straightened him back out. And now Blaney takes that run to the inside of Kyle Busch. RPMs are starting to max out on the 12 car that time. Bumping up that air pressure might loosen this race car up just a little bit. That was Blaney's fastest lap of the race here. Drives it in deep, and that car is definitely a little bit looser. You can see the rear of the car sliding out just a little bit more. He's not quite able to clear Kyle Busch that time. They are very close to one another, but they have not made contact. And now Busch got a little tight into turn 3, and that allows Blaney to get around him for 9th. Busch trying to cross him over. Busch to the left rear corner panel of Blaney's number 12 car. To pin him down on the racetrack. And Kyle Busch will take over the position. Right back into 10th once again. All these guys for stage points get themselves within position to get those stage points by the end of this stage. Blaney shoots it to the inside through 3 and 4. He's back underneath the 18 of Kyle Busch again, but he can't stay with him. Busch gets a little bit better run off the corner there. Blaney really had a big run. And the setup in this race, and that is why he's running the inside. It's the shortest way around the racetrack at that point. Much like what we saw in the truck race back on Saturday night here at Atlanta. Truck race for NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel, that is, of course. Not in real life. They were at Talladega this weekend. Blaney is really trying to beat Kyle Busch to that inside line. He is there again. Oh, there's contact that time. Blaney really, again, forced it to the inside of Busch. There was a slight bit of contact. They both lost a little ground from the 34 of McDowell in front of them. Canadian Bacon, welcome to the stream. And again, Blaney to the inside of Busch through 1 and 2. He's got the run on him, but he can't quite clear Kyle Busch. Busch gets the run off the outside. Whilst getting that grab off that rear corner panel of Blaney's car. They've been battling really hard for 9th since the restart. Blaney will get the position and clear Kyle Busch now. And again, he gets to the inside and he about hooks the 12 car. Definitely some contact there. Off into turns 1 and 2 now, and Busch will get the spot right back. Blaney trying to get the run off the outside. And you can see that's going to help him get back to the inside of that 18 again. Oh, they make more contact. Man, that 18 car was sideways in the center of the corner, and he hangs on to it, and they're still side by side. This is a very intense battle in the opening stage of the race for 9th place between the 12 and the 18. Blaney sends it off into the corner, but he still just cannot clear him, and this is allowing Austin Dillon to catch both of them, as well as Kurt Busch. The more and more they run side by side, Blaney went up the track a little bit to side draft him again. Who will get the edge here? Right now it's nobody. I mean, they literally cannot clear one another. Busch tried to pull down in front of him that time, couldn't do it. Blaney still stayed to the inside, and here comes Austin Dillon in the 3. Oh! Wow! Finally, Blaney is clear, and now Austin Dillon gets to the inside of Kyle Busch. That's for 10th back there. And not quite able to clear the 18 car yet. Up turn 4, car up and spinning while on pit road, but we stayed and he was able to get to the pits in time. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Big Mac the GOAT, welcome as well. We are at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Folds of Honor 500 tonight. Our second 100-mile race of the season, the first since the season opener in Daytona 5. We are 4 ahead of him. Now, that time he's able to stay on the inside of him, and that's going to help him get into turn 3. Side draft him down the back straightaway that time. He is trying desperately to clear him, but he can't do it. McDowell trying to get a run off the top side now. Blaney on the inside through turns 1 and 2. Blaney will take over the 8th position, slowly but surely moving forward as this race continues. McDowell making contact now at the back bumper of Blaney's car, pushing him down the front stretch. Blaney trying to hug the inside to keep the 34 of McDowell from getting around him there. It's a big pack of cars there from about 4th through 7th. Of 4 cars all in the lead lap battling for position that have not separated since the restart. McDowell got a big run through 3 and 4 that time on Blaney. That big run's coming on the outside. Not quite able to get up to Blaney yet. It's a big pack of cars there from about 4th through 7th. Of 4 cars all in the lead lap battling for position that have not separated since the restart. McDowell got a big run through 3 and 4 that time on Blaney. That big run's coming on the outside. Not quite able to get up to Blaney yet. Now through 1 and 2, he is right on his back bumper. Blaney trying to shake the draft down the backstretch now. Doing what he can to break that momentum, driving out of the rearview mirror here. It's weird that the mic cuts out a lot. Yeah, sorry for that. Joshua White, welcome to the stream, by the way. Blaney almost got in the wall off of turn 2. He wasn't really loose off of the exit of the corner. He was just trying to turn the car to keep it from hitting the wall. And you saw it shoot down to the inside there on corner exit. Trying desperately to get around McDowell. He got around him a lot quicker than what it took for him to get around Kyle Busch, but pulling away from him is a little bit taller task, it looks like right now. Lap traffic just ahead of those 4 cars ahead of Blaney. Again, running 4th through 7th on the racetrack. Black Ace, welcome to the stream also. And McDowell about turns Blaney. He was bump drafting him down the front stretch there. They got a little dicey. Blaney hanging on through the bumps. And now tries to pull away from Michael McDowell once again. That definitely got a little bit hairy there. Blaney's about 4 seconds off the lead right now. Through turns 3 and 4, he'll go to the outside of Josh Bilicki in the 7 cars. The first lap car of this run he's going to catch now. Yeah, I would not be surprised if Chase Elliott won the Roval this weekend. He's definitely probably the hands-on favorite, I would have to assume, by most people. Jackson Pittner, welcome to the stream. A very intense stage 1 here at Atlanta, to say the least, right now. I think we can all agree on that. We'll have to see how the lap traffic might help Blaney throughout the course of the race today. Sure, that could become a very good possibility. Working through the first handful of cars right now in the lap traffic as they go side by side, 2 by 2, a little further up ahead. He's about a second back from the 7th place car of Denny Hamlin. Christopher Bell, who finished top 10. 8th place finish at Phoenix last night, is running 6th currently right now as we speak. .53 laps to go yet in stage 1, and again, still everybody will have to pit one more time in this first stage. Timing that caution was a little too early when everybody pitted, but if we run more than 5 laps here, everybody will be hitting pit road every single caution throughout the course of the race. That's almost without a doubt that would happen around this racetrack. So if it is a caution-filled race, you're going to be seeing a lot of pit stops. And that was the fastest lap of the race ran by Blaney that last time. So he's picking up speed over the course of the run, despite a major tire fall off at this racetrack. Last lap was a 29.488. Last fastest lap of the race is a 29.488. 30.276 is what he ran that last lap. So again, sorry, I don't know why I said his fastest lap was there. I don't know what the crew chief said. I thought he said something about it being a fast lap, but I guess that wasn't the case. Blaney's about 0.8 of a second slower at this point in the run. Just past halfway through the run, to be exact. Brendan Runyon, welcome to the stream. Yeah, if Chase or Truex doesn't win Sunday, I will be shocked. I think one of those two are going to bring it home. If Chase doesn't win, it wouldn't shock me if Truex won. Truex is right there as far as like second best road course racer currently in NASCAR. I wouldn't say Jimmy has a shot to win this weekend. I know he almost won the Roval a couple years ago, but pretty much since he missed the playoffs, he just hasn't been the same since the playoffs started this year. I think that really took a lot of wind out of his sail. I would circle Martinsville as one of his last chances to win, though, this season. But even then, I just don't see it happening anymore. I thought Talladega was honestly his last real shot, and he was my prediction to win. Ooh, Hamlin to the inside of Bell, 4 position. Blaney to the inside, 3 wide for 6th. Great pass. Nemechek held them both up there. Blaney shot to the inside of both of them. Lap traffic working out in Blaney's favor. Keselowski, Newman up here as well, getting held up. Blaney follows the 12 car to the inside. Ryan Blaney is up to 4th. Quinn Houff now pulls to the inside right in front of the 12 of Blaney, and that will hold him up. Here comes Hamlin from behind. Blaney gets loose, and he about got turned by the 11 of Hamlin. After getting loose off of turn 4, Hamlin was there. Newman going to try to follow the 11 car now as Blaney chases the car up the racetrack. Newman to the inside of Hamlin for position. Ryan Blaney's got a big run to the back bumper of Hamlin, nowhere to go with it, and that will upset the race car as he gets really tight into turn 3 and had to lift. Car went straight up the racetrack. Another car up in smoke on pit road, by the way. 45 laps to go, stage 1. Returns 1 and 2, Blaney trying to stay in the draft of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Gaining that ground right back, now to the inside of Hamlin. And he'll take over 5th. Wonder where that second win came from. Hamlin all over the back of Blaney now, trying to give him a shot down the front stretch. Giving him a shot down the back now, and that gave Blaney a huge source of momentum he needed now to the inside of Newman for 4th once again. As he tries to complete the pass off of turn 4. Bubba Wallace lap car on the outside. Corey LaJoie not too much further ahead. Newman trying to get around. Wallace to the outside, Blaney to the inside. They split him 3 wide. Through 1 and 2, Blaney slides up the track right in front of Newman. And here comes Hamlin now on that left rear corner panel of Ryan Newman's car. Ooh. Awkward angle into turn 3 for Blaney as he had to get around Corey LaJoie. Hamlin back up to 5th as he closes into the back bumper of Blaney for 4th. They're about 2.5 seconds back from Eric Jones in 3rd, Almirola in 2nd. Not sure off the top of my head who is the race leader. That right front tire is starting to get really worn out on this 12 car, down to 19% tire wear, and we have some cars hitting pit road this time, it looks like. Newman hits pit road back behind. Truex is on pit road, who was leading the race. Hamlin, Blaney, Almirola all stay out right there. So that is really interesting. Blaney can go about another 10 laps roughly. He has really saved his tires really well around the track as he just leads his first lap of the race, that time at the line at lap 67 as Almirola hit pit road. Blaney's going to stay out as long as he can here. He's on a little bit different strategy compared to everybody else, it looks like. Definitely a risky situation, because he will be losing a lot of time to the leaders when they come out of pit road and when he comes down. But if he can catch a caution, that would be a huge break for this team. And they would trap a lot of these guys a lap down, and the stage 1 victory will come a lot easier here for Blaney. So that is the strategy being played out right now. Well, it's not the fuel, Joshua, it is the tires. These guys have likely got to be pitting for tires right now and not fuel around this racetrack. So I wouldn't say the fuel's broken in this game. I think it's just the tire wear that everybody else is having, because again, our tires are wearing out quite a bit too. But Blaney has saved his tires a little bit more than everybody else. That is helping him a little bit right now, but Blaney doesn't want to lose too much time to these guys. So here comes the stop. It'll be a 4-tire stop for the 12 of Blaney this time. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. He's coming in hot, and he gets down perfectly. So he used a lot of time coming off of pit road there I should say cut a lot of time away after coming onto pit road. 4 fresh tires will be the pit stop. And he's going to move that air pressure back to the way it was before that last stop. Try to tighten the car up a little bit. A little jammed on pit road there. Boyer's back on pit road again. Might have had a loose wheel or something bad happen there. I believe he pitted right before the caution. We near the end of stage 1. Final pit stops of the stage unless we get a caution. Almost contact between Blaney and Boyer there coming out of the pits now. Blaney still the leader, not anymore. Martin Truex Jr. will take over the lead. He is barely in front of Eric Almirola. Blaney getting up to speed big time. A lot quicker than what Clint Boyer was able to do there. Oh, Newman just ran right into the back of Blaney. Blaney had to move high because of Reddick on the inside. Contact with everyone. Newman goes around. And he saves it. What a save by Ryan Newman. Pit road exiting there. Blaney had to move up the track because Reddick was getting up to speed a lot slower than he was. And when he moved up, Newman was there. They made contact. Reddick made contact with the inside as Blaney got pinballed. We stay green. And all in all, Blaney somehow never lost any spots on pit road despite pitting about 3 to 4 laps later than everybody else. Goes to show he had a very fast pit stop, and the timing he had coming onto pit road by braking a lot later definitely helped as well. But that was a scary situation coming out of the pits for sure. So Blaney's got about 3 to 4 lap fresher tires now, and he didn't lose that much time on pit road, if any time at all. Guess he lost a little bit of time because he was in 4th, and now he's in 5th. But that was expected, pitting a few laps later. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Fastest lap of the race that time, it was a 29.479. Fastest lap, actually, that we've ever run at Atlanta. Oh, man, that was close. Almost some contact between Cole Custer and Ryan Blaney. Hamlin's all over the back of the 12 car now. Keselowski up here in 4th. Stuck behind a couple lap cars. Blaney trying to hit his marks and shake Hamlin's draft now. 32 to go, stage 1. Blaney's catching these lap cars in terrible spots right now. He had to lift a little bit off of turn 2 so he didn't run in the back of Chastain. Hamlin moves up, clears Chastain. And Blaney gets loose up the track. Contact from behind from Hamlin. Hangs on to it barely, and he barely keeps it off the wall. Hamlin will take over 5th. Another dicey moment once again. Caution. Caution will fly. Logano will get the free pass at 19th. Harvick's going to hit pit road here. A little strategy from him. And it looks like Ryan Blaney will hit the pits as well. That pound of air pressure back in the race car again, and then adding an extra pound to the right sides on top of it. Harvick and Blaney will hit pit road. So here's the strategy call here. Again, no limit to how many tires we can take in the Cup Series. That is why Blaney and Harvick hit pit road right there. They will restart 17th and 18th, and we do have enough laps to get through the field here. 27 to go in stage 1. Everybody else stayed out surprisingly. So this will give Blaney and Harvick about 10 lap fresher tires. That is going to be a huge advantage at this racetrack. And we'll see if one of them might be able to win stage 1, despite Almirola and Truex dominating the early going of the race today. Big restart on the inside there by Blaney, who's trying to get his first stage win of the season in what is already the 5th race of the year. Harvick restarted on the top, and with Blaney restarting on the bottom, I think that gave the edge to Blaney. He had more room on the inside of the racetrack than what Harvick did on the outside. Blaney's driving that car hard into turns 1 and 2. Trying to get around to these guys as quick as he can. 3 wide down the back. Gonna clear Kurt Busch into turn 3. Boy, he drove it off in there deep again. Now to the inside of teammate Keselowski. Almirola leads. Side by side for second between Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., followed by Jones, Blaney, Bell, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, all in the top 10. Jones just shuts the door on Blaney, getting off into turns 1 and 2. Truex trying to gain a little bit of ground. But the tires are playing in both Harvick and Blaney's favor up here. Blaney looks to the outside of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin pulls up to block Blaney now to the bottom. And he is there. He's got the run to the inside of Hamlin. For third, Truex going for the lead. Meanwhile on Almirola, Blaney will clear Hamlin. Truex still trying to get around Almirola. He might have the faster car at this point in the early going of the run. But if they get to racing, that's going to allow Blaney to catch him even quicker. Blaney's driving that car off really deep in turns 1 and 2 again there. Side by side for the lead between Almirola and Truex. Truex not able to clear him. Blaney drops to the bottom. He gets underneath the 10 of Almirola now through 3 and 4. Blaney trying to clear him. Can't quite do it yet. Truex leads at the line. Blaney second, Almirola third. Blaney will clear Almirola. Sliding up the track through 1 and 2. Now he's a couple car lengths behind Truex. Truex goes high. Blaney to the inside through 3 and 4. Almirola trying to follow the 12 car as closely as he can right now. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today with 21 to go in the opening stage as you look at the violent bumps around this racetrack. Nearing the end of stage 1. When he gets a shot, he's going to have to go. The most violent bump around this track looks like is right on the entrance into turn 1. Blaney slides up the track, trying to keep it off the wall off of turn 2. He does. But as the tires did not grip up at all that time, he loses ground from Truex. Really loose in the center of the corner. The 10 car of Almirola was all over him. Oh, and he about got hooked by the 10 going off into turn 1. Almirola will take back over the second spot. Eric Jones now in line behind Blaney. Blaney did not allow that 10 of Almirola to clear him, though. Back into turns 3. Blaney on the inside. Almirola on the outside. Jones is going to push Blaney off of turn 4. Trying to give him the shot and help this 12 car out. They still cannot clear the 10 of Almirola, and this is allowing Truex to get away. Almirola's just side drafting Blaney enough here through 3 and 4. Jones again all over the back of the 12, and Jones to the inside. They're 3 wide. There's contact. Jones, Blaney made the contact. Blaney gets out of the gas through 1 and 2. He had to let him go. And somehow still the 10 and the 12 are side by side. Jones will take over second. Almirola not making this easy for Blaney to pull away right now. They've been side by side for about 3 or 4 laps in a row. Neither one of them are giving an inch. When he gets the run through 1 and 2, but he's still, I mean, he's just not able to complete the pass. He's a lot better in corner entry. The corner exit's going to go to Almirola. Jones now goes all the way to the top. Almirola pinches Blaney on the bottom by taking the middle lane. Oh, Blaney gets loose on the bottom. He makes contact with Almirola. Huge ground lost by both cars. Here comes Hamlin, Keselowski, Boyer. Sorry, that's Newman in the 6, not Boyer in the 14. Major ground lost by Ryan Blaney that time. Almirola is able to keep it going at least. Back to the inside, this time Keselowski through 3 and 4, but that 12 of Blaney is really loose right now. Might have went too much with the air pressure, and I think that's starting to cost him. The longer and longer into this run we go. Just trying to hold on for dear life. But he's trying to battle these guys because he knows he's got the fresher tires. Back to the inside of Keselowski at least. And Truex again is getting away. Blaney's now about 2.5 seconds off the lead. Man, he drove it off into 1 and 2 really hard. He's able to clear Keselowski that time. Almirola and Jones are side by side for second off of turn 2. Blaney's got a big run on Denny Hamlin. He'll get to his inside. Into turns 3 and 4. Blaney is up to 4th. So Blaney trying to get going as the run carries forward. Oh, and he got pushed up the track by Hamlin. He's in the wall. Hamlin just put Blaney in the wall. Blaney takes a slide through the grass down the front stretch. After getting up to 4th, Hamlin got right into the back bumper of Blaney, sent him up the track, and now Blaney's losing valuable spots late in the stage here. He was starting to gain that ground back, and now he's really trying to hang on to this race car. That costed Blaney so many stage points. And you can see all the momentum lost as he continues to fight the race car. He's in the wall again in turns 3 and 4. A little bit of love lost there between the 11 of Hamlin and the 12 of Blaney. Blaney did not appreciate the contact between the two of them, and Blaney's back to 12th all of a sudden now with 10 laps to go in the stage this time by. And he's 7.5 seconds off the lead. In position right now currently to get 0 stage points, where originally he was in position to get likely anywhere between 2nd to 4th. Should have been 7 to 9 stage points. Stick with the normal camera now to the end of the stage. Blaney's starting to fade on the long run now. The contact into the wall definitely didn't help the car and the handling with it at all, but might have went up a little too high on the air pressure. It helped him for the short run originally, but we've been fluctuating up and down between that air pressure, whether or not which way is the right way to go, and really hard to decipher that this early in the race. We'll see if Blaney can get back inside the top 10 at least to maybe at least get a stage point. He didn't score any stage points at Phoenix yesterday, and he finished in 22nd, so that was not ideal for Blaney and his team. They are 5th in points coming into the day with no wins. 4 different winners in the first 4 races. Jones, Almirola, Keselowski, and Hamlin all have wins this year. And Truex is the guy leading right now. We could have 5 different winners in the first 5 races of the year if Truex keeps up what he's doing right now, as he could be on his way to winning stage 1 if we stay green to the end of the stage. 7 to go in stage 1. Key factor here, which I don't think will be a factor. Blaney still has about 10 lap pressure tires, and Harvick for that matter, than what, say, Kurt Busch, Dillon, or really any of these guys on older tires are on the racetrack, but I don't think they will have to pit before the end of the stage. They should make it, and I think that was a large reason of why they stayed out, because they knew they could make it. Dillon and Elliott battle now for 9th. Could allow Blaney to catch him. They go side by side. Dillon could not clear Elliott that time. Elliott's got the run on the outside. Blaney's got the run on both of them now into turns 3 and 4. Blaney's got a huge run. Oh, he got loose off the turn 4. Stays in the gas. He is on the inside of Elliott. Battle for stage points on the line here. Blaney will take over the 10th spot for Chase Elliott. And he's got a decent run now on Austin Dillon for 9th. Kyle Busch is in 8th, by the way, and he's only about a second ahead of all these guys. These 3 guys battling for stage points. And two of these guys will get stage points. One will not between the 3. And which one will that be? Oh, we got a car up in smoke. Returns 1 and 2. Slow on the racetrack. Blaney will take over the spot from Austin Dillon. It's Ross Chastain in the 77. Dillon, Elliott checked up from behind. Busch had to check up also ahead of Blaney, but we stay green. Huge amount of lap traffic up there as well. I don't think Blaney and Busch will catch them. I could have given Blaney another stage point if he can get around Kyle Busch, though, because of the problems that happened with Ross Chastain. So we'll be coming to 2 laps to go on the stage this time by. Blaney's doing all he can to stay in the draft to Kyle Busch. Now he moves to his inside into turns 1 and 2. Lap car might be in the way here. And he is going to get in the way. It's Timmy Hill in the 66. And Blaney ran right into the back of him, and he can't shake him. He's going to have to get around him on the outside like Kyle Busch did. And Busch was able to use Timmy Hill as a pick. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Stage number 1 here at Atlanta. It has been a hotly contested race so far. Blaney now uses Bobby Carter as a pick to get around Kyle Busch for 8th. So Blaney slings right back around him the next lap. And he should be able to hold on for that 8th spot now back to the green-white checker flag. So he'll get 3 points in stage 1, though it looked like he probably could have and should have gotten more. Martin Truex Jr. likely went on to win the opening stage of the race here. Indeed, Martin Truex Jr. will win stage 1 at Atlanta. Almirola 2nd, Jones 3rd, Keselowski 4th, Hamlin, Newman, Bell, Blaney, Kyle Busch, and Austin Dillon all get stage points, with Chase Elliott just missing out on it. Free pass will go to Cole Custer in 20th. So he'll get back on the lead lap here, and everybody will be hitting pit road under this caution. And right back to the normal setup we had at the beginning of the race. Blaney's going to lose a lot of spots on pit road there. He had 2 seconds of damage after Hamlin made contact with his back bumper, sending him into the wall in the late going to that stage. Green flag back in the air. Stage 2 is underway. Blaney unfortunately had to restart on the top side of the track, tried to get to the bottom. Benedetto was there. Oh, Dibby gets loose into turns 3 and 4. And up at the front of the field, they are side by side, 2 by 2, all the way back, pretty much throughout the top 10. Starting off, of course, with the lead. Truex goes high near the wall. I believe that is Ryan Newman who got the race start of a lifetime, and he will get to the lead if I'm not mistaken. Blaney just shoots the gap to the inside of DiBenedetto. For 12th, he's easily going to get around him. 3 wide. Newman's starting to fade back now. Elliott and Dillon right around him. Blaney to the inside of Kurt Busch for 11th. Elliott had a pretty solid pit stop and a pretty solid restart. That was the fastest lap ran by Blaney today, and now through turns 1 and 2. He'll take over the 11th spot from Kurt Busch. So Blaney trying to get right back up there where he was before the end of stage 1, which was right around 2nd to 4th positions on the track, despite finishing 8th in that stage. Kyle Busch keeps swooping to the inside of Elliott, and he tried to get around him there. He just couldn't quite do it. Elliott keeps pulling the block on Kyle. Kyle not able to get around him. Big run by Blaney. Nowhere to go with it with Busch on the inside. Elliott ran that middle lane. And Busch again tries to get to the inside of Elliott, just not able to do it. This car's just shooting around this racetrack. Hamlin going for the lead on Truex. They're side by side. Hamlin could not clear him off of turn 2 there. Kurt Busch going to give Ryan Blaney a shot down the back straightaway. Help him out. Busch, meanwhile, was able to get around Chase Elliott for 9th. Elliott on the top, Blaney on the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Oh, and he tried to pull up in front of him, and they made contact. Well, Blaney still gets the spot. Wasn't clear, and he just kind of cleared himself. Truex leads, followed by Hamlin at the front of the field. Big run down the back there by Blaney. Into turns 3 and 4 to the inside of Kyle Busch. Can't quite clear him though on the outside up the racetrack. Busch trying to fight right back in. Blaney side drafts him going off into turns 1 and 2. Trying to stay even with him. Blaney again can't quite clear the 18 of Kyle. Busch is still there, but I think Blaney should get the run this time. Busch does side draft him a little bit, but it's not enough. And Blaney will take over the 9th spot now, trying to run down Austin Dillon in the 8th position. Blaney starting to pull away. By setting that air pressure a little bit lower and make it faster over the course of the longer run and not as loose as what we were seeing in the longer runs when that air pressure was built up on the 12 of Blaney. So that's what he's hoping for here. Try to get a little bit better on the longer runs. Blaney's still gaining little by little on Austin Dillon. Blaney to the inside of Dillon through turns 1 and 2. He had to lift. He almost got into him, but he's still able to side draft on Austin Dillon despite lifting, and he has not let that 3 car go. Look at the pull he gets now down the back straightaway. Blaney again to the inside. Dillon on the outside through 3 and 4. Blaney's up to 8th. Trying to work his way through the field. Big run on the outside there by Austin. Almost got to the outside of Blaney, not quite. And he drove it off deep into 1 and 2 again there, not allowing that 3 car to get right back to him. Christopher Bell's in 7th, Keselowski in 6th are the next 2 drivers for position ahead of Ryan Blaney. Almirola looks like he's going for 2nd. Not sure who he's trying to pass for the position from right here. I think it might be Eric Jones in the 20. I know Jones has been up towards the front of the field quite often, and it is Jones as we get a little bit closer. And Almirola able to clear him. 85 laps to go, stage 2 currently within this race. Blaney's just learning to get a little bit smoother with the wheel over the course of this race, especially when he's in the open. Really trying to hit his marks about as best as he possibly can right now. He's only a few car lengths back now for Christopher Bell. Heavy lap traffic now up ahead, right about where the leaders are at. Loose getting off into turn 1.